All right, guys, welcome back to the What's Next podcast. I'm your host, Levi Casada, and I have two amazing guests. I've got to spend probably a good half an hour with them already. I'm enjoying it. We had to get them in the studio as fast as possible because there's so much to talk about. With me today, all the way from Temecula Valley, I have the Auer Team. I've got Bryan Auer and Stephanie Winter. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, of course. First podcast?
No, not my first podcast. Not your first podcast either. Sorry, Levi. Not our first.
Yeah. It's not your first? That's okay.
Sorry, I know.
But any experience like this, that's all I want to know. I want to know where we rate in podcasts. Yeah.
This is the first podcast I've ever been on where it was someone else's show, but I have my own podcast that has more viewers than you.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
We're going to, no.
So we're actually here to help you, Levi. I
I 100% appreciate that.
We're going to help you with your podcast.
Hold on.
Thank you. Stephanie.
No, this is an honor to be here. I think, you have something really cool going here, and the fact that you invited us to be here is really cool. Slight correction, we are not the Auer Team. We are a crucial part of the Auer Team.
I got you.
But there's 15 of us on the Auer Team.
I know.
So she's going to represent 7.
You'll represent the other 8.
I like it. And we're going to get them all back in the studio at one point.
Oh,
that's our plan. We talked about
Yes.
that. We'll get everybody in the studio. But today, thank you guys for coming. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Tamara was a big part of this, so she brought you guys in. How do you know her?
She's our escrow rep.
There you go. Just straight out. I love it.
Yeah.
Just the hookup.
She takes care of us and
Good.
makes sure that we're taken care of and takes care of our clients, takes care of our escrow.
She started off as just the escrow person, but now she's a friend.
Yeah.
She's a friend of the Auer Team.
Yeah, and she's really integrated and help us with like extracurritular events and team building events and
Exactly.
Business building as well, which I really
Yeah.
appreciate.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
she's
huge.
good people.
That's huge. That's what we want.
Yeah.
You build your you build your your company off of kind of family, even though they're
for
friends.
sure.
You want that. You want that on the other side too. Those good relationships obviously bring the business and help either way. So
What
that's
makes
amazing.
a really, really good team is culture. I think that's huge.
Yeah.
And she fits the culture. She's part of kind of like, she's just like us. She's a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a little weird. She's a little aloha.
And,
that's our culture.
She's a lot
Yeah.
aloha.
a lot of aloha.
But she's not weirder than us, so,
okay.
she keeps us balanced. We
That's
keep her
good.
balanced.
I have seen her in a few videos. I like that.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll go.
Yes,
we'll,
she's been some of our because she's been with some of our events and we did a broker open a couple months ago for one of our listings on a ranch, and Tamara really helped with getting that set up and coordinating and organizing, and really was like an event coordinator for me and like a huge like left arm, which was appreciated. So
Yeah, that was cool.
That was the Hitch and Post.
The Hitch and Post.
Oh
yeah.
man, I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, so I'm country. I like that.
Okay.
Like I like the cowboy boots, cowboy hat. Like that. That property is.
Yeah.
Oof,
It's still an off-market property.
Oh man,
it's still
just Let me call my wife after this. We'll talk it over.
Okay, yeah, do a wedding venue. It's still up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That was a great. How many acres?
9.1.
9.1.
9.1, 10 acres, just about.
No vineyard out there though.
Not yet,
No.
but the next buyer can definitely do that.
Definitely
Not
doable.
yet.
It's in a great climb for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you look in the camera and tell us the address here, or that one? I think.
It was a 31625 Ono Crest
There you
in
go.
Winchester, and also known as the Hitching Post. So it's been used as an event venue. It's not an active listing right now, but they're friends of ours. So if somebody wants to buy it, we can help that.
If you want a true man cave property,
That place.
Yeah.
I goosebumps as soon as I
Very
saw that
cool.
saloon. Like
Yeah.
we'll go home and walk into a saloon. I'm
Yeah.
buying it.
Yeah, yeah.
Outbid me. All right, so I love to start the show with a little bit of ice breaking. We talked about this. We're going to do
that sounds
Would
painful.
You Rather, just to get to know you guys.
Okay.
It's very easy. Just would you rather, when you talk about weird, this might get a little weird.
Great.
Okay. Here we go. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator or on a Ferris wheel for 24 hours?
Definitely Ferris wheel.
Yeah, Ferris wheel.
I like the outdoors. I'm not afraid of spinning around and around and just feeling like I'm going nowhere, because that's happened a lot of times in my life. I'm Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to see what's going on being in an elevator. One of the first buildings I lived in San Diego was like a 1912 restored hotel, and so it had one of those double cage elevators that would get stuck once in a while. And I was in it one time when it got stuck, and I always took the stairs after that.
How long were you stuck? Doesn't matter.
30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds.
Yeah,
long enough to never want to ever think about being stuck in an elevator ever again.
It didn't open up quick
Because it's the thing, like, it's stuck. What happens when it unsticks? What if it doesn't stick again?
It just free falls.
And it just, exactly.
It just free falls.
Yeah, not here for that.
I get that. The only thing I think about these myself when I come up with these, but getting up and walking around, I mean, obviously you can walk around a little bit. Like sitting in a Ferris wheel might be a little tough for 24 hours. So, but you're right. The outside. Open air, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have been stuck on a roller coaster. At Cedar Point in Ohio, and it was the day after a power outage, and we were going up the roller coaster. Tick, 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 tick.
And there you
So
were.
basically, don't go on anything with you. It's like you take everything by yourself.
No, that wasn't that.
I've never heard anybody
don't get
get
the elevator.
stuck.
Don't get on the roller coaster. Don't get in a car.
Oh, Stephanie's going. I'll take the stairs.
I'll take the stairs.
Yeah. Go ahead. You go up. I didn't know that. I got on the elevator with you. I'm a little scared now.
Oh, well, fitness. Take the stairs.
There you go. Okay, so would you rather have 5 international plane tickets or 20 domestic plane tickets?
20 domestic.
I'm guessing you're going to go to Las Vegas.
No, I've been there. I've done that.
I know.
I'll tell you why. And my wife and I talk about this all the time. She's my best friend. We do everything together. I mean, from the little things like just fishing down the block or going on trips together. We both feel like we have not seen nearly enough of this amazing country.
Right.
I love my country. I am very... Of course, I'm patriotic, but I just love there's so much to see here in the United States. And so I feel like if I was to spend a ton of money and go through the headache of going somewhere else, I need to see more of this first.
Right.
You know, I haven't even been to Maine.
Yeah.
I would love to spend a week on the Eastern Seaboard and just go from Airbnb to Airbnb and go fishing and go, lobster, on... Is it called lobstering when you eat a lot of lobster?
Sure.
Or crabbing, whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to do that stuff with my sweetheart and feel like we've been to more places than just Southern California.
That's ideal. I'm 100%. I just went to the Bandon Dunes in Oregon for the first time on a golf trip with the guys.
Yeah.
Woo. I mean, a different beauty from California, from Arizona. Again, yeah.
So much
there's
here in the
so
United
much
States.
extra stuff out there. There is.
Now, 20 years from now, you ask that question, I might say, oh, give me 5.
Yeah.
Give me 5 of those tickets and I'll travel the world. But for right now, I'll take 20 domestic any day.
Nice. Stephanie, what are you thinking? You're going to go international.
Yeah.
But
Bryan's answer, his answer is what makes our team and our culture, like the attention and love that him and Lorianne have for each other in their home relationship is what spreads into the business and the team and all of our team members. Like watching the two of them and how they nourish and nurture their relationship as a married couple is very inspiring, and it's an amazing example to be around just like two amazing people. Just as a comment.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I love you guys. That. And there's not enough of that in the world. But I'm single, so I'm going international. I will take a train from country to country to country. I've only been to Ireland, I think, which is not even continental Europe. So I would have to go with the international.
Very cool.
At this point.
Well, I think, again, does it also base on where you're at in your life as well? Because you're with your wife, it'd be a lot easier to travel. And like you said, you haven't seen a lot. Being single, like just get up and go, like that's a whole different, ball game. Again, I think 10 years ago I would have done the same thing with wife, 2 kids. Now it's like, okay.
Right. And we'll just send each other postcards.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. Just tell me about it, and then,
Also, since she's admitted that she's single, can you put maybe her phone number
yes,
at the bottom
we
of the
are.
screen?
If she could look into that camera.
Instagram, at
Where can-
Steph Winter. No, I'm just
Instagram.
kidding. No.
Oh, we'll find you later. Don't you worry. We know.
Yeah, we already know.
Now you will. Yeah.
I will, yeah. Not winters.
No.
Winter.
No, not Winters. There is only one.
Yeah,
This
there's only
cannot
one.
be duplicated.
I love it. I love it. That's for sure. Okay, next question. I have a lot of these, so we might just have to skip a few, but this could go on for quite a while here. How much time do you have, Bryan?
I'm good.
Okay, good. I love it. Okay, would you rather forget how to spell or add? Oh, this is tougher than the last questions.
Forget how to spell.
Forget how to spell or add.
I think forgetting how to add would be more detrimental, because if you forget how to spell, you can still get by in life.
Yeah,
You can
there's some
still talk.
autocorrect. Yeah, you can
Like,
talk.
I don't know how to spell your name.
I agree
Yeah,
with that.
I would, yeah.
But-
There's a lot of people that don't know how to spell my name, but
We answered the same thing, right? When you
Yeah.
asked that question.
Yeah.
I said like, I want to do my finances. I need to know how much money I'm getting.
Or
Well,
forget what about
in the industry-
Forget about finances. If you forget how to add, you will never be able to count your blessings.
Put that a postcard. Postcard right there. That's amazing.
Because really, that's what it's all about, right?
Yep. I love it.
So
That's
for
true.
me, it's forgetting how to count would be
That's
horrible.
good.
Would be
I
terrible.
feel so materialistic now.
Yeah.
No, you're right though. I'm a wordsmith. I love words. I love
I
big
know.
words. I love reading. I love words. I was in a spelling bee in 4th grade. So like
what?
to not spell would really just
Might crush your soul.
would take a piece of my heart.
Yeah.
But with that, numbers, the universe is numbers, geometry, vibration, creation, all of that we exist is numbers. So
Yeah.
not knowing numbers you might as well just be dead.
This was a tough one.
I love words,
You
but
haven't answered.
numbers are so much more valuable.
Well, and
Okay,
also,
so-
don't you think that the reason why our team is so successful is because we have learned how to track and measure?
Why, yes,
Ooh.
Bryan.
And if you can't track and measure,
Nice.
then you have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
As
Wow.
far, are you
He's
growing?
on fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right?
The
let's
numbers
just-
tell the story.
Counting is important.
And
Numbers.
count.
The
mean
numbers
Numbers.
tell the story.
Yep.
The numbers tell the story.
Yep.
Good
Exactly.
call.
You can misspell a
agree.
word and to still tell the same story,
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
unless it's read or read.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
We could do a full podcast just on you. Like,
I
just,
consider
Is
you
that
know,
your or your?
You are?
Your?
Our?
Our?
Is it-
Hour.
Hey, yeah, hour.
Your hour's up. Our time is up.
We have as much time as you guys can sit here with me. Okay, here's another one. This might be for you. We're going to find out here. Would you rather spend the day with Bob Marley or Meatloaf?
Meatloaf. Oh my God.
She's definitely.
You did your homework.
Yeah, you know.
I love me some
sometimes
Meatloaf.
You love you some
I
Meatloaf.
love.
Okay.
I love Meatloaf.
She
It's
was-
weird.
she
It's
was
weird.
It is-
mortified when he died.
I
I
know.
was devastated.
I saw
She was
well,
completely
when you go through all this,
Done.
all these posts, and you get that one that's like a post about
It's
an
Meatloaf.
artist like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
so
big
obscure.
to somebody.
So obscure.
I know.
Meatloaf. I
So
saw him
you-
in concert at Pachanga a few years ago. So grateful I did. And it's
Touched
just,
a nerve. You're
he's
getting
just-
like rashy over there.
I know.
It's like, I know. Turn the fans on.
Yeah, bat out of hell. Woo. It's just the Jim Steinman. It goes back to Jim Steinman, who's like the lyrical god, music producer. It's amazing. There's a lot of creativity and art and just theory of humanity in the way he writes his songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Wow.
Same with
Okay.
Bob Marley though.
I was so
I mean, it
confused
feel-
there.
I mean,
I know.
I would hang out with
I know
Bob
you
Marley
would.
for a day too, but
I know.
I
That's a
thought
tough
it was the
one, but
food, but
No,
it seems
see,
to be a
you got to
singer, right?
educate these young kids.
Yeah.
You gotta educate- you know,
Meatloaf
they're in their
again.
20s.
Meatloaf was like, really?
you have to watch some Rocky Horror Picture Show. He was
Yep.
in Spice World. He was in Fight Club.
Yep.
I got his autobiography. I'm a fan.
I know you are. Okay, so I know your answer. What do you think?
I think Stephanie would like to say that she would enjoy hanging out with Bob Marley, but it would be for a different reason.
Yeah. What?
It would be for the ganja.
The guy.
Just breath work. We'd be doing a lot of.
He would,
Yes.
yeah, a little
Breath
bit,
work.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
in this podcast studio, real small room, breath work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they both are equally genius, but I'm of course going to have to go with the Bob Marley side not because of so much the culture of the music, although I love it. I toured in a reggae band for literally almost 10
You're a
years.
drummer.
I'm a drummer.
Yep.
I played drums for 10 years in a reggae band. Weird that I never smoked pot, right?
Well, I
never
mean,
smoked
I'm,
pot.
I'm sure
It's
you
not weird.
you didn't smoke it.
It's called a contact.
yeah. I was gonna say you didn't smoke it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But honestly, I just love the music. I love that style. When I
Yeah.
started playing drums, I was in a pop rock band for a lot of years and enjoyed playing pop rock. I put a lot of value on that solid backbeat. And so when you just invert that feel as a drummer and just it's reggae, you know. I
reggae.
mean, I played in kind of a pop reggae band and really enjoyed it. And so my love for reggae music and the culture and just the whole vibe became very profound in my life musically. And so I have to go with Bob Marley. I just have to. So
I knew I was gonna split you guys up. That's
Yeah.
I mean that was the loaded question. I feel
Reggae's
bad.
yeah.
I feel bad,
Reggae's
but
good.
also,
I knew.
I noticed before we got in the elevator, you guys were playing stick figure in the lobby. And that's probably one of the coolest reggae bands. You like
I like
stick
stick
figure?
figure.
Yeah.
Love reggae.
We didn't set this whole day up for you guys. I mean,
Thanks, guys.
know.
Yeah.
He really did his research. He like went through our socials. Like
Hey,
I said, he goes on a first date like I do.
yeah. You got to get to know the person. But that's what everybody's doing these days.
Yeah.
You know, when they look you up
That's right.
as your team, it's you put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's important. It's happening, whether
Sure.
you want to or not.
100%.
We talked about this with your wife. You know, she's still going to be out there and getting on different platforms like that. But people look you up that way.
That's right.
They want to know who they're working with. And that's why we're doing this for you guys today, too, because this is just something to sit down and get to know you a little bit better.
Right.
And I'm loving that, you guys. This is great.
Well, and we talk about this a lot on our team. The last thing you want to be is a secret agent. You want to be out there.
Yep.
The secret agents fail. And so the best way to break the secret is to be out there on the platforms that most people are on, and that is Facebook, Instagram, primarily.
Right.
YouTube.
There's some YouTube, of course. But, I mean, you can't be a secret agent, so you have to be putting content out there. You got to be being you. You have to not be afraid to be out there a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that comes, on the one hand, you're putting a message out there about you and your business and your team and that, but you're also giving people something to look at when they go to search for you.
Right.
So you got to be very careful. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, if you're, are you a professional or are you a partier, right? So
Right.
you bear responsibility to what you're putting out there. So you do have to be careful. You want to be authentic in you, but if you're, you know, a real estate agent and you're out there showing the world that you just know how to party,
Yeah.
then they might think twice about hiring you if they just had a conversation with you at the car wash and now they're looking you up and they're going, oh,
Right.
I don't think I want to have any part of this.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me that we use social media to make sure that we're being super authentic and let people see the real us, but also at the same time being careful to not let them really see the real us. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense.
You got to
It's
be
super true.
careful.
Yeah. Because like you said, you go for any job application, you fill out anything, the first thing you do is you look them up, see what they're going to be like. And it's sad because we judge people from photos or videos that they've taken instead of actually getting to know the real person. It's sad, but you also have to do it. That's just kind of
I
where
don't think it's sad at all. I would not think it's sad at all.
We don't. We embrace it.
You're responsible for what you put out there. You're your own person. Like I do social audits. I'll ask my friends, like, you know, Google me, see what comes up on your algorithms.
Yeah.
You know, if anything comes
really?
up that
That's
I need
smart.
to not have out there, or like, are you seeing anything? Or like, if I post something, I've had my sister call me and be like, yeah, you might want to not do that one. And I'm like, but that's how I feel. And she's like,
I
yeah,
know.
but not everybody needs to know you feel that way today. I'm like, oh, okay, I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying. And like, I'll go, you know, delete it or whatever. And
But that's what we're saying. Like you can't
Yeah.
be your true self sometimes just because
you want to be the best version of
You
yourself.
wanna be the best
You want to
version
put out the
of
best
yourself.
version. Like it's social media. Like
You do have to bite your tongue
It's still media.
sometimes,
It's still
yeah.
marketing. It's still how you're putting yourself out there and how you're presenting and putting your, you know, we want authenticity, but as humans, we can also see through fakeness. So it's
Yeah.
not like you don't always have to tell the truth as it is. Sometimes people can see it. That's not a fair statement because not all people are very intuitive. Just cut that whole part out. That was
But
bullshit.
people can tell, right? People can tell
we're
when
not
you're
cutting
being
that
fake.
out.
people can tell.
Yeah.
Like those
100%.
commercials, like the car commercials, you know that the guy is just trying to sell something,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
It's similar.
I fall for it.
Well,
I don't know.
you know, you have someone start posting something and all of a sudden it's all like and you're like, oh, you're going through a breakup. Got that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, everything just got really positive and really self-empowerment and really like, oh, I haven't seen you've been going to this and that and you haven't been posting about this person and I haven't
Yeah.
seen this and I haven't seen that and like, oh, okay. And then like 2 weeks later you find out and you're like, yeah, I felt that. I read that. Like, but that's the intuition you get being around so many people, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. You can just cut that all out.
That's good. We're not cutting anything out. We talked about this.
No, we're not cutting anything
This is
out.
all raw.
No.
I love it. We'll move on though.
It's raw. It's uncut.
Yeah. This is what we'll do. We'll move on to the next one.
I obsess over human behavior though and cold reading people. And so I take it upon myself. Like when someone walks into a room, I want to know more about them before they can tell me anything.
We're going to talk
my
about that
goal.
more because you're a Capricorn.
What?
She's a Capricorn.
Oh,
We'll talk
like
about
me?
that more. Yeah.
Was the first time we had one of those? Capricorn.
Yeah?
I think
well,
it's
I'm
the
a
first
Capricorn,
Capricorn.
and he's always talking about Virgo and all that stuff.
You know,
so I'm like,
well,
okay, when
It's a
are
good
you,
balance.
There's a
It's
lot of
good
Virgos. There's a lot of
balance.
Yeah.
August birthdays out
when
there.
are you gonna talk about Capricorns, Levi?
September birthdays.
You always talking about yourself. I'm just kidding.
It's all the
This
Virgos.
podcast is about myself. No. Okay, let's move on. So, would you rather have your toilet overflow every time you flush it, Or your refrigerator smell like rotten fish every time you open it.
Wow.
Now, Bryan, you're a fisherman.
Can I get a new house?
Yeah,
I'm a realtor. I'm moving.
Exactly.
No, neither.
Call me and we'll get you out of that situation.
Neither. Yeah, we're getting a new house.
I don't deal very well with shit.
Okay.
So I don't
So
put
the
up
fish
with
smell.
I don't put up with shit. So
I believe it.
Am I the first one to cuss on the podcast?
You won.
You were not.
You won.
Today
Alright.
you are.
Today I am.
Yep.
Okay, so I would just put that refrigerator on the garage or on the side of the house and just deal with it.
Just deal with it.
But I got to have my toilets working the way a toilet's supposed to work.
It goes down.
Yep, I would just move the refrigerator and
Yeah.
deal with it out there.
I'm going to put a bucket in the bathroom and call it a day.
Yep. So the fishy smell we'd go with.
But then you still have to deal with the bucket. I think you need
But that's easier than an over. At least it stays in the bucket.
But
Like
you
in the
still have to
toilet, it's
deal-
overfilling.
You're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
having to deal with the bucket, and
You
I would
still have-
submit to you that would get very tiring.
I feel like there's like a childhood song here, like in the bucket, like in the bucket. I can't think of it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good one. I only brought it up because I know you're a fisherman, so you can deal with the fishy smell.
Oh,
I can't,
totally. I embrace it.
yeah, you
I
embrace
feel
it.
like-
Your
I love it.
fingers, everything. You
Oh
just-
yeah. I will go home after a long day of fishing,
Well,
and I will.
they smell. You know.
I'll ask my kids, "Hey, smell my fingers."
Yeah. Okay. Are they just going? Come on.
I thought I was going to be that person today, but you,
right?
you're just taking all
First
the
one to
cards.
curse and hey, we're gonna have you back on the show just by yourself, Nick. No.
It's probably best that way.
Hey, Charles.
I used to do a ton of catfishing in Canyon Lake. I lived there for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And I would go out and we would do a bunch of catfishing. And when you go catfishing, you use really stinky bait.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. And
So the
there's
bait
no way to-
smells worse than the fish.
Oh, big time. Catfish don't stink, but what they eat smells really
Bottom
bad.
feeders.
Yeah, they're bottom
And so
feeders.
I would always get just rancid smells all over my hands, and I would always, my daughter Abby, I'd be like, Abby, come here, smell my fingers, and she would take the biggest breath, and go, Dad, that stinks so bad.
Would
But every time she would do it.
I was gonna say, would she ever catch on?
She was 4 at the time.
It's like a gym bag. This stinks.
Yeah.
Smell it.
Exactly.
Now you have 2 daughters, right?
I have 2 daughters.
So
Well,
I
my
think
wife
that
and I have 6 kids altogether and
Okay.
10 grandkids.
Oh, wow.
But we're sort of like the Brady Bunch.
the Brady Bunch.
Blended
I love
family.
that. Well, I think the daughters, 'cause I have a daughter, they not that they're falling for it, they just love their dads that much.
I
that
think so.
They would do it every time.
I
100%.
think you're right.
That's
I think
the
it.
yeah.
That's how it starts.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man, that's a whole different subject. Okay. So would you rather have Scooby-Doo or Garfield as a pet?
I love Garfield.
I'm not
I'll take a fat cat.
I'm not a
Lasagna
cat,
cat.
person. She's a cat person.
I know.
I have a Garfield at home. I have an orange tabby.
Again, I was splitting you up. I know you guys. But you said you just rescued a dog, didn't you? In the elevator?
You rescued a dog?
No, I was going to.
Oh, you're going to, but
going
then you're
to.
like, that's a dog, not a cat.
Exactly. That's what happened. That's right.
I just didn't like my neighbors having. I didn't want to have to walk a dog.
We only have a dog because my wife tricked me.
You got a good-looking dog, though.
I do have a good-looking dog. It's a great dog.
He's got human
But
eyes.
she called me and she said, "Hey, sweetheart, I want to bring home a dog. Me and Skyla, my daughter.
Yeah.
We're out looking at pets right now, and I would really like to bring this dog home." And I said, "Sweetheart, no." and when it comes to dogs and kids and big things like that, the no is supposed to win.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So she said, "Okay, no problem." She came home with a freaking dog.
Because you weren't going to say no once you saw the dog.
She
Lori
came,
Ann's beautiful. There's no way he was going to say no.
There's no way, right?
No.
I've done that twice. I've had the same conversation. I went out, we went and saw this dog. And I'm like, let's just wait. And I go golfing the next day, and I come home, and the dog's there. I'm like, didn't we just talk about this yesterday?
I
We
literally
were
said no.
not going to. We're going to hold off on this dog.
I said no.
Yeah.
I know you heard me. She still brought the dog home. So I like the dog. It's a cool dog. But if I had my choice, I'm just going to be honest. I know I sound like a real loser right now, but I would not have a dog because we like to just go away for the weekend. We like.
But hold on. How old is the dog?
3.5, 4 years old. About 4 years old.
You've had him for 4 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
so-
it was younger, so you would change your mind by now.
No, he's been around for 4, and I still feel the
Okay.
exact same way.
I love
do.
that.
I'm just being very
I love that.
honest.
You
I
do.
think-
You
I
like
think
to
your
travel.
audience deserves
Yeah,
honesty.
100% honesty.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
it.
If I'm going to drop everything and go to Havasu for a couple days,
You don't have to worry about the dog. You don't have to worry about putting him up, boarding him, and then I totally
how
understand.
much food do I leave behind? You know what I'm saying? How much water is this
And you
enough
know what?
water?
You can do that with a cat, correct? You can leave a cat for a couple days. Maybe not Garfield.
not my
Maybe
cat.
not Garfield. She
She's
needs,
a-
she needs lasagna.
Yeah, she'll leave me reminders to say, "Don't leave me like that again."
So you would pick Garfield.
I'd go with Garfield.
I'd like to solve some crimes with Scooby-Doo. I don't know.
I like
I'm a dog person
Garfield
too.
comes with Odie, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Or Odie?
Odie. No, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Odie.
I know my comics.
By the way, did you guys notice how I didn't really answer the question? I just sort of
I know.
skirted the whole thing.
Yeah, that was good.
He has
I didn't
neither.
choose
neither.
cat, and I admitted I didn't like dog.
Yeah.
So can we just make a note?
No, but I
I
understand.
won that round.
Because I almost went to adopt this. You did. You win that round, too.
You did
But
that.
I almost went to go to, I get that, though, because I was going to adopt the dog, and then I was like, this is a huge responsibility. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to take off and do something like this all day and not worry that I have to go walk my dog or get
Exactly.
some neighbor kid to go walk my dog or,
Yeah.
cats
100%.
are, yeah.
We've been at this for, I love it, though. Do you mind if we keep going?
Yeah, let's
I
go.
love the Would You Rathers. It's
Yeah.
getting to know you guys. We're
Yeah.
opening up a little bit. I got a few more.
Okay.
Just a few more, and then we'll
Get into the grind, the
Yeah,
real estate.
Maybe we'll talk about some real estate
I
today.
kind of want to geek out on the industry.
Okay,
It
we'll
kinda
geek
gets
out
me
the industry. Hey,
excited.
hey, this will do. Well, I got this last question here, and then
Okay.
we'll geek out. Okay. Would you rather be more technologically
Yes. I don't even know what the or is. Yes.
Technologically,
inclined or better with people?
Oh.
You might want to take that back.
No, technologically inclined.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that where we're going? Let's go into real estate. Is that where we're heading?
Technologically inclined.
Inclined.
I mean, I think the more you can streamline your processes and the more you can automate systems, obviously it's going to make your job easier.
Yeah.
In terms of like personality or better communication or
Hey, look at my
being
notes.
better
Are
with
you trying
people.
to find
I don't
notes?
know.
Are you trying to find notes over here? Like,
I mean, I would almost consider myself on a good day an expert communicator just based on when I'm on it.
When you
I
know.
can be
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
But technology is not my. I'm a hunt and pecker on the
Yeah,
keyboard still.
the
so
one.
yeah.
But you rather know that better than how you would act with people.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty. I mean, that's my weaker area would be technology versus
I gotcha.
interaction. Yeah.
I think if technology is used right, it will help you to connect with people on a more profound way.
I love how you both are not answering these questions.
No,
but
I am.
I love how we're talking about it though. But this is good. This is what I want to know
So-
because this is where it's going is technology.
Absolutely.
But everybody has said, why do we need realtors?
Right.
You know, we have all these platforms now that
That's
we can
right.
do our own thing. There is something to be said about having that personal, like we were talking about earlier. It's that personal touch. It's that being better with people. I mean, you could be as good as you can on your phone and being prepared, but you go into a conversation and you're just, I feel you are good people.
Yeah.
We sat down today. I get that from you.
Thank you.
I can't get that from a computer.
No.
Like we were talking about, as much as you post and stuff, I judge you from here, unfortunately. But actually having that listing presentation, I pick you 100% of the time.
So the only way you can really connect with people is face-to-face, belly-to-belly. We
Right.
call it on our team all the time. You got to get face-to-face, belly-to-belly, right? If you embrace technology in a way that you can continue to connect with more people,
Yeah.
in other words, automation, don't fear automation. Automation is crucial. You cannot scale your business without automation.
Right.
There's so much digital noise out there, you're going to get buried. So you have to participate in that. So the more that you can have your name, your message, you in front of people to get those opportunities to be belly to belly with someone, I think you have to embrace it. You have
Yeah.
to be, it's okay to not be technologically inclined, but you have to at least use some of that automation so that you can get in front of more people.
Right.
And that's, so really the answer is it's better to be better with people,
And
but you got to use technology to get in front of more people.
right. And and I'm not saying this again against a different generation, but I see it in my son. My son's 6, and he is better technology inclined already
Yeah.
at 6,
Yep.
and that's how all the kids are, than better with people.
Yeah.
Especially we go back to the pandemic, 2 years off of school. It's like you really put your kids in front of technology,
Right.
and there's something to be said. I rather you did it reverse. I rather you not learn this system.
Right.
Learn how to communicate with
Right.
people. I mean, that's what the school system is good for, and like just that sort of being around people, learning social habits and stuff like that, and then learning a little bit more technology, which we have all done. I mean, when we first started anything in our jobs, it was the biggest thing was probably scanning something, was 16.
Right.
But now it's walking around with iPads and let me get your credit card. Just touch your credit card on this. And you're just like, so it does go hand in hand, but I wish that this industry, because I think we're kind of losing that customer service.
We lost a whole generation of customer service.
We lost a whole generation of
That's like a
customer
fact
service.
out there.
Yeah.
We lost a whole year of experience in real estate agents.
Yeah.
Prior to the pandemic, the average real estate agent had 9 years of experience. Now we have 8 years of experience. That's losing an entire year of experience and education in an industry.
Right.
And it's done the same thing in customer service. We've lost a whole generation of people who knew what to do, and now you've got a whole new generation of people who have no idea where to even start.
Yeah.
And you witness that when you go out to eat. Because prior to real estate, I was a fine dining server. So I have some really particular nuances when I go out to eat. I worked on a cruise ship. I worked fine dining.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I was a super server. I was nose in the air walking around. Other people were scared of me in the restaurant, I guess, kind of thing.
Okay.
On a good day. But when I go out to eat, I have a certain expectation. I have certain, things, standard operating procedures, just like as a realtor, certain things I like to hit. And there's just so many little things that just don't happen. People just don't know. They just don't know anymore.
They don't. It's because we went through a whole year of layoffs, 2 years of layoffs, or not layoffs, pay them to stay home, and then they don't want to come back. And then, we had to rehire, and now you took 2 years away of people actually communicating with each other, which brings me to my next question. How did the team handle the pandemic? How were those conversations? Because I know the conversation in my house, I want to know kind of what you guys were going through. It was like March happened, pandemic happened, how much time you sit down with your team. You couldn't even see your team. You're talking to them on the phone, Zoom came available. What happened there?
So during the beginning of the first shutdown, the actual shutdown, we weren't sure if we were essential. That's a weird feeling. Am I essential or not?
Right.
And so it took a couple of weeks for the governor to say, okay, if you sell real estate, you're essential. So we were able to work, right?
Right.
And just the fact that someone like that has the power to say I'm essential or not upsets me, but we won't go there.
See, that's funny because I had a different attitude about it. I was like, you can't tell me what I can or can't do because I'm a single female, self-employed.
Yep.
I don't have anyone else to depend on.
Right.
And I love your arbitrary decisions of when or when I can't work, but I don't have a choice to stop working.
Well, I worked.
And that might be the independent in me.
No, but
I love
there's
it.
a lot. It's not
But
just you. There's a lot of people that
that's
felt
great
that
in
way.
theory, but in practicality, I'm a single female. I'm already starting behind the line.
Yeah.
I cannot stop. I don't have anyone to lean on, depend on. I don't want to. I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we worked at a large, big, huge brokerage. And when I saw their response to the pandemic, I was appalled. Everything they did came from a place of fear.
Right.
And I don't operate from a place of fear. I just don't. I never have. I never will. When the poop hits the fan, I just get excited about, it sorts and sifts through a lot of people that just don't have the tolerance. And so now I have less competition. Mm-hmm. And so that's how we do it. And that's how we will always do it. And so I was just thinking how disappointed I was on how this big brokerage, the brokerage I love, I was bleeding blue at the time. And I couldn't believe their response. So that's why during the pandemic, we actually moved to a different brokerage, which was a very important move. So glad we did.
And where are you now, Bryan?
Yeah, where I was hey, excuse me.
Where are we now, Bryan?
We are part of the fastest growing brokerage in the world.
That sounds exciting.
That's so exciting.
It's called EXP.
I would like to be a part of that. How do I how do I become
Just
a part of that?
take a look at that camera and show people where you can.
You can just call this number right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Look at this camera and just tell them where you can find.
Come hang out with us. It's lots of fun.
I love EXP. It was literally created by agents for agents, and the whole reason why it's so successful is because the business model is just brilliant. You have a vested interest in helping those that are in your organization. If you are a senior partner to several agents that are, in your organization, you want to see them crush it, right? So I love the business model. It's not catty at all. Everyone shares everyone. I think that's why our team is the way it is too. Kind of just that whole business model spills its way into the team. But we embraced technology during the pandemic. So we were Zoom calling. I created an entire separate listing presentation that was designed for Zoom. We were, explaining, we made a big deal about making sure that our clients were comfortable, that people were going to be wearing masks and doing all those things. And we adapted everything using technology and using Zoom calls and using, having, little care packages that had booties and gloves and disinfectants and all that stuff. And, employing all of those things. And the PED forms, we made it really easy because we were like, we found simple ways to make the whole PED form that we had to sign and have buyers sign prior to viewing a property part of our routine. So you can't do that without technology. So we embraced technology and we crushed it. We sold so many houses during the pandemic. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
That's
I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
It was, and it was fun. It actually was fun. And we played by the rules, and we all thought the rules were kind of silly, but we played by them and we crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had the privilege of meeting Stephanie. Me and my wife were at a party.
Yes,
for
June last year.
Yeah, and we met during the pandemic.
So we met June of last year.
So you were new to the team.
Yeah.
Very cool.
During the pandemic, I was with an independent broker out of Carlsbad. So I was a solo agent by myself up in Temecula, Murrieta. And it was lonely. Like, it just got lonely, like being a solo agent and then going into pandemic and all of that. And everything was happening so fast. It was like I couldn't keep up because it just would happen so fast. It felt like you're in one of those like money boxes and everything's happening, but like I couldn't catch anything.
Right.
And so I kind of started looking. Like, I knew I needed to be in a more local brokerage, but I really trusted who I was with. And it's hard to switch brokers and find someone that you trust. And fortunately, I ran into Bryan and Lorianne at a mutual friend's birthday party, and we had met years prior at a Tom Ferry event, and I remembered their marketing, and I was like, wow, you guys are really, like, you're here. We have a mutual friend, so that's a good, know, like, and trust thing. And, and then we just met, and it worked out, and it's been a great fit. I'm happy. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
We are, too. She's incredible.
Yeah, we're having fun.
What I like about Stephanie is that she's not just good for, as a team leader. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad to have you on team. I'm thankful that she's on our team for the other team members because she just loves the team.
I thrive on that. I love being a know-it-all. or a source of information, source of knowledge.
You're Google.
Yeah, I'm Google.
You're Google.
I'm like, do you want it? And they're like, I'm sorry, can I bother you? I'm like, please bother me.
Yes, let me know what you're... Yeah.
Give me the power to give you the answer and feel so good about myself.
Well, that's good. You need that person.
Yeah. It fills me up, and I love being able to help. Like, I love having the right answer. Yeah. I love being able to give it to someone in an effective way, help the agents see opportunities bigger. Like, that's where I really thrive too.
She never asks for compensation for that, right? So she's a real team player. It's like, well, if I'm going to help these other people, with this project, what's in it for me? She never asks that. She just gives.
I know it all comes back around. And we're a team. So Friday night, Bryan and Lorianne hosted a extracurricular event for us. We went to go see a band play, and so we're all out as a team having a fun event, non-work related. One of our other team members tested positive for COVID, had a showing scheduled, couldn't show, and I'm like, well, here I am having a good time. I'll go show a house in Hemet tomorrow for $350,000. That's not my client. That's 30 minutes away. It's 100 degrees out. But it's one of those things.
She did it.
But she did it.
Yeah.
In real estate, it all comes back. I know that when I need something, that agent will be there to help me.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
you never burn a bridge. That's the biggest thing. If you could go back and tell your younger self, it's just be genuine, be kind to everybody, because you never know when it loops back. Like you said, you never know. It's going to come back. Yeah. But you never know when it's going to come back. Yeah. So that's
I wouldn't say never burn a bridge, but if you're going to burn it, be ready to not cross it back.
And you might cross it when you don't want to. But I'm saying, that's what you kind of if you can, don't burn the bridge. Yeah. But again, if you can also help people, they remember those things.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
And being gracious. Anytime you can take the high road and be gracious in this industry, especially, turn the other cheek, it goes a long way. Because everybody remembers that one time you weren't your highest and best.
True.
Yes.
Well, and I read this in one of your, I can't remember what, I've been, I stalked you guys for quite a while here. But you say you have a mixture of personalities and outside interests that help them fit with potential clients.
Mm-hmm.
So your whole team, how many people do you have on your team?
There's 15, including my wife and I. So 13.
13.
On the team.
So you have so many mixed personalities that help out. You can be like, this person mixes with that person a lot better. And
yeah, I think we're kind of like, we're a SEAL team. Everyone knows how to do everything.
Right.
We do have our lanes. I mean, I like to stay as the marketing director of the team. My wife is more contractually, it suits her better to just be more into the contract side of the business.
Right.
And a lot of that has to do with technology because, being in marketing, you have to really embrace technology these days. So for me, our team, I like to think that our team can do everything. They can, like Stephanie, for example, she can take a listing. She can run buyers. She can, answer all the tough questions. We try to raise our team up to be everything. Not all teams are like that. Some teams have, look, if you have a listing, it goes to us. Or it goes to someone else on the team. I don't want to be that. I want to make sure everyone knows how to do everything and everyone is exceptional at everything. So even with their own CRM, so we really help them with their lead management systems and their contact management systems so that they can do what they need to do to be successful within the team. We don't hold those cards so close to our vest that they don't really know how to be successful.
Right.
It's just, to me, I don't want to lead like that. I think we lead sort of like from underneath. We provide this great platform so that they can be successful, right?
Yeah.
Instead of lead from the top looking down on our little minions going, one day you might achieve what I have.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
Bryan,
not that.
they don't want to be doing that. They want to be out at the river, taking our phone calls, answering the contract process.
Yeah. Well, and then
Exactly.
if you're doing those people lose, a lot of good agents that could have been because they don't want to be in that situation. So to embrace and to give them the platform to be the best person they can,
Definitely.
that's amazing.
Well, one of the best things I ever heard was people don't join and leave brokerages; they join and leave leaders.
Right.
So it's who's the leader at the time.
Yeah.
That's true. And I hope and pray I can be that leader that at least, look, I'm not perfect. I have so far to go to be like the next.
I think 97%.
Yeah, 3%. We can
okay.
work on. What's the
Close.
3%?
I'm closer than I thought.
Yeah.
But my wife and I definitely want to raise up rock stars.
Yeah.
And even if, heaven forbid, they leave the team, we can still delight in their success. You know what I mean? It's not about.
And they have, and we have.
Yeah, and we have had people leave our team.
Just wasn't a good fit, and that's okay too.
Yeah, and some of them crashed and burned, and we still reached out to try to help them, and others really are successful, and we delight in their success. It's I think you need to learn how to do that in life, delight in the success of others. Don't get upset that somebody, left your team and now they're more,
Yeah.
now they're
doing
really
well. Yeah.
Are you kidding? That's
Right.
exciting because you had a piece in their testimony.
Yeah.
Right? You're part of their growth.
Well, and that's a relationship. Like, you don't know when you're going to need that. Like you said, don't burn the bridge.
Don't
right?
burn the bridge.
Like, you got to have that
Exactly.
relationship,
Right.
and a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yep.
So if someone comes into our team and they're there for a short amount of time and it doesn't work out for them and they need to move on, then that's great. That's what dating is. That's what relationships are. Like, not everything's a perfect fit, but it doesn't mean that we have to take it personal. We don't take it personal.
No.
We want them to go on and have
can't,
success and
right.
go get more listings so that you can accept our buyers' offers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey,
and
Bryan,
actually,
take it easy.
I know.
You're very
Right?
enthusiastic.
no. So what's weird is I sprained my wrist really bad, and it's throbbing right now.
Oh, no.
You wouldn't know that because I'm such a pro.
You don't look like you're in pain at all.
No, I'm in excruciating pain, and so I've been pressing on this cup because it's taken the pain away.
Oh.
And I'm pressing and pressing,
then
I just broke the cup.
You have a stress ball? Do you need a stress ball?
I need a. Does somebody have a stress
Yeah.
ball?
Hey, stress
No,
ball.
I'm fine because I can just do this because
Okay.
that helps it too.
Does
It's
that
just
really
like-
help? I think we need to see a doctor.
It's so weird. So
Did we all just get got?
I know.
100% just now.
I just got.
I just do.
That's
Yeah,
not what
I can only do this. Everybody take a peek at that.
I don't even fully understand that
No,
joke.
I
I
don't
just
either.
know I just got got.
Hey,
Okay,
I don't either.
whatever. This just got
Yeah.
really weird.
It got really
fast.
weird.
HR.
But that's how I broke my cup. And by the way,
Well, anyways.
this is scotch. You
Scotch,
never
scotch,
serve scotch
Scotchy, scotch, scotch.
in a plastic cup. It should be.
I know.
It should be a tumbler that I can really squeeze hard to help my.
Yeah.
He's got the fine dining
No,
standards
the
too.
fine dining.
I
Wow.
do.
Hey, Rachel, can you?
We were using orange solo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
There's,
That's
you
not
know, there's still a pandemic going on, guys.
There's
Come on,
still a
we
pandemic.
still need
Supply
some.
chain.
Yeah, supply chain is killing us right now.
I'm good.
Don't worry, I'll bring my glass pieces for you next time.
I've already forgiven you and your entire
You know what?
staff.
Thank you. Hey, I'm just gonna let you know our clubhouse will not have plastic.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll make sure to get glass. Write that down. Okay. So we talked about social media.
Yes.
Let's move into that. You do a lot of your social media. You're a camera guy, video. You cut all your videos.
I edit
everything.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's amazing, isn't it?
it's amazing. No, seriously. You go and you look and you go, oh, I got somebody that does that, and I do the ones that are live, and you get people that say that.
Yeah.
You'll know when they do it, and you'll know when a professional does it. But
Right.
you do everything yourself.
I do everything myself. I think what happened was when I stopped playing in a band, that creative itch was not getting scratched enough at all.
Got it.
And so when we started doing our own real estate videos, for some reason I just gravitated into, I can do this. I see a lot of crappy stuff out there, and I know I can do better. And I think video is the best way to tell a story. I believe every home has a story to tell. I don't care if it's a double wide in Hemet, or if it's a $500,000 house in the middle of Murrieta, or a $5 million house in La Cresta.
It's a lifestyle.
It is every listing has a story to tell, and sometimes that story is just all the great parks that are near the house, and it's the cool restaurants and the other things.
Right.
Maybe it's not just the 3-bedroom, 2-bath cookie cutter, because that doesn't really tell a great story, but it happens to feed some of the best schools in the country, so you feature that in your videos. So there's just things that I've always done in video to try to tell a story, and good storytelling is where it's at. So that became my creative outlet, I think.
Right.
And I was very thankful to do that. I actually had the opportunity to bring on somebody and hire them and really train them and raise them up. And they wanted to kind of go independent. So I actually helped them go kind of more independent. And I use this person exclusively for my videos. And a lot of times I will retweak and re-edit and do some of that stuff. But for the most part, that is kind of taken care of as far as the listing videos go, because I feel like this person really does it like I want them to do it.
Yeah.
And now I can take those videos, use it as the B-roll for other projects that I do with the team. So if we have a really killer video that's already produced, like the one you saw on Anocrest.
Right.
So a lot of that B-roll was from the actual long-form video. And I went in there and we had everyone at the broker open, and I interviewed people, and we just kind of had fun with it, and I kept it really crispy and just, quick edits and stuff like that. And I used my iPhone to record that entire thing. But I know how to, tweak the audio in post-production and, color grade to make it look like the long form video, and just kind of create like a video using those components. So I don't ever want to stop doing that, because to me, I think that's just part of what, we do. And our team. So when members of our team are on a listing presentation, they can speak with confidence that their home is going to be marketed in a way that's
Right.
really unique. There's a huge degree of separation between what we do on a listing compared to our, the average agent.
Right.
Huge degree of separation. And we're really proud of that, and now more than ever, as we move into a market that requires more action, we are doing something that's absolutely, it's needed. You have to do it.
Yeah, of
You
course.
can't put a sign in the yard anymore and expect to get the highest.
You can't
price
run
in
by the
market.
house and you can't run by the house and take photos as you're running
Nope.
through and be like, I gotta get to the next house, and then it's all blurry and people are like, I'll buy it for $100,000. No, it's not like that
Exactly.
anymore. So now
Exactly.
you took the time the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't just because it was
We never cheesed.
you never cheesed.
When it was
That's the biggest thing.
completely unnecessary to do videos,
Right.
and I will be the first to admit that it was unnecessary to do it. We still did it because it was part of our business model.
Yep.
And we have team members that were expecting it because that's why they came on board. And we also have clients that are looking to see it. And so here's another thing that happened with video. Your video guy will appreciate this. It used to be you would do a video, a really sexy video to get buyers, to attract the right clientele for their product. But when the market shifted and people were paying $50,000 over list price and you had literally 30 offers on one property, the video became more a thing of keeping them in it to win it. Mm-hmm. Because here they are, they just won the highest bid, which means they paid $50,000 or more over list price. And now they're showing this really cool video to all their friends and they're sharing it on their Facebook. And here's the house we're in escrow on. It really better be some flashy marketing so your friends can say, wow, that's an amazing house.
Yeah.
What a great job. Congratulations. Can you imagine if they had nothing to share?
Right.
They would be like, I think I might have overpaid for this house.
Exactly.
So it became more to keep them in escrow.
It gave them a value.
It gave them the value
Yeah.
while they were in escrow
Right.
than to get them there in the first place. So
And that's huge.
it's huge.
I mean,
It was.
even now you still do it, and that's what you say. You don't.
And we're never going to
defer.
stop
Yeah,
doing that.
Never stop.
It's part of our business model. It's what we pay for. We pay for all that for our team. It's part of, the suite of services we offer for our team. I am a team leader, but I like our team to refer to me as the marketing director.
Right.
So if I go on a listing appointment with anyone on my team, please don't introduce me as, this is my team leader, because that kind of makes you look like you're not good enough.
Like you're getting you're being watched.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not there. Just say, this is so important to me today to meet with you and to explain how the market works and to talk about a marketing strategy in your home. That I actually brought my marketing director with me.
Yeah.
That's
huge.
Marketing director.
That's huge.
So she will refer to me as her marketing director when we go on listing appointments. It's not
like that.
team leader. That's kind of like,
Yeah, he works for me. on
Do
my
you ever
listing appointments.
snap the Bryan? Get your camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here. So no,
And
I'm just kidding.
and that would be fine.
Yeah.
If her or anyone on my team did, because we lead from that perspective.
If I'm doing that, I better mean it.
Well, hey, no, hurry up, get your camera. No, I get that though. Again, you're lifting them up, you're giving them the tools, and you're providing it for them.
Exactly.
Now, Stephanie, you have 2 Instagrams.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, I'm just making sure because
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell me about the other Instagram.
My Finsta.
it's
Oh no.
there is 2, correct though, because I want to make
That's
sure
my inauthentic self, or the real authentic me. No,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it goes deep. I'm just letting you know.
no,
but you have 2. You have one
Yeah.
that's all information,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have Steph Winter, which is my personal one, which is my main account, and then I have Sold by Steph Winter.
Sold by Steph.
And that one links to my Keeping Current Matters account, so it auto posts market industry stuff
Oh,
for me.
interesting.
So that's really why I started the second one, is because you had to have a separate Instagram business account to be able to link with your business Facebook account, to
got
be
it.
able to link with all the other accounts that syndicate with only business profiles. But then when you have a personal profile, you get more features for add-ons and stickers, and it's more integrative. So, I mean, I really use my personal account mainly, and then the Sold by Steph Winter is just like supplemental. It's like I have a bookshelf and then I have a Kindle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and which is why we always need agents. Like, you might not need an agent today, but you also, you can read a book on a Kindle, but you're going to want a paperback again someday.
Yep.
And that's why we are always going to need agents. Like, you can buy a house on Zillow, you can iBuyer, you can read a book on a Kindle, but you're going to need a paperback again. What happens when you don't have your charger?
Yep.
You ain't
100%.
reading shit.
Yep.
You're going to need to call a realtor.
Yep. You're gonna need
If that made sense, that metaphor.
I'm trying.
You got to
Tracking.
print that map quest out, and have you
Yeah.
ever seen those ones where it's like you think you have it hard, just looking at your phone and doing something.
Yeah.
When we were trying to change CDs,
How do
in
people
the
get
phone,
anywhere before
look
MapQuest?
at our map quest and change the
Bro, I was using a Thomas guide to show properties.
Yeah.
That-
And and I had the big thick book of the MLS listings. There was no MLS.
No.
It wasn't on the interwebs yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't in real
Crazy.
estate yet, but I do pride myself in being of that age where like I still know how to talk on a phone because I had one in my house growing up.
Yeah, on a cord.
Yeah, on a cord.
Okay, I'm just making sure
Yeah.
if it was
Yeah.
cord, if it was not, stuck to the wall. And your mom was always on it for some reason in the kitchen standing. I'm like,
course.
I've never
The
seen
curlers.
you stand that long.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
You could stand for 3 hours on the phone, but you can't stand for,
Remember the cordless phones? You'd walk around with like a cordless and you have to like pull out like the whole long string.
Yeah,
And you're like, I remember, oh gosh, and then you'd overhear other conversations, right? Like I caught my neighbor having like a conversation with her neurosurgeon once. Sorry, I never told you I heard this conversation. But it was a dark one.
Well, when you got to pace, that's when you could start pacing. Before you were
Yeah.
limited with the
Right.
cord.
Yeah.
And then they got the extra long cord and you could actually get a little further, but
Remember when you used to like
everybody
cross other
paces
people's
now.
phone calls though, and you could like hear like your neighbor on
You
the phone?
could.
I never
Like,
had that.
You never had that?
Never had.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could,
Or
It was
memory
weird.
unlocked. But yeah.
Yep.
I had a guy yesterday that talked about a phone book. That was the advertisements. That's
Big
the
time.
only advertisement. It was radio, phone, radio, newspaper, and there was television. But he said phone books was the biggest thing. He goes,
Huge.
you were in it for a year,
Yeah.
and that was it. Like
Full
you,
page ads.
full paid
That's
ad.
what we did.
Yeah.
Full
Penny
page
saver?
ads.
Isn't that crazy?
Never did penny saver.
Penny saver.
Never did penny saver, but full page ads on. You do the main phone book, and then you do like the little local phone book. So you had to be in both.
Oh, okay. The community little book.
The little book, yeah,
Community little book.
yeah.
These things.
Well, tell me, where do you think this industry is going with technology? EXP. I know you got something on your mind. Tell me anything you want.
Where's the
about-
industry going with technology?
Yeah.
That's not my. I don't know. I
You
have
don't-
no idea.
What about with yourself? Do you get a lot of business off your social media?
When I'm actively posting, when
Yeah.
I'm posting in the right way, like
You kind of do some trends. I
Yeah.
like the trends that you do.
sometimes I post stuff. I don't always post a call to action, but when I'm like executing it in the highest and best way and putting the intention and the effort into it, then I get the results that I want. Sometimes
Yeah.
I just kind of casually put stuff out there just so I'm top of mind, just so I'm constantly
Top of mind is huge.
just putting something out there. I try, I want to put like frivolous, fun stuff out there, but at the same time, I don't always want to be frivolous and fun.
you are frivolous and
I'm a
fun.
little frivolous and fun, but yeah, I don't know. Where's the industry going? I think a big question in terms of tech, you asked this question in two different ways in our preset of questions, and one of
Yeah.
them's technology, but the other one I'm thinking is like housing and real estate. Like, where is this industry going? Right now we have this housing shortage, and there's a lot of different contributing factors to it. A few factors being there's like no regulation on foreign investment money coming into the country. There's corporations buying up residential housing like BlackRock, which I think is a very important company to look into and watch. And then you have the Airbnb market, the short-term rental market, which is taking up a lot of our single-family residences
Yeah,
and housing.
definitely.
And so those are three major factors that are contributing to our low inventory. Now, that's a weird thing when you think real estate, because there's two different aspects of real estate. There's the real estate investment for capitalism, which is why you have BlackRock, foreign investors, and Airbnb involved. But then real estate is also housing. So why do we have a housing shortage? It seems weird, just conceptually, philosophically, that we would have a housing shortage when we live in a capitalistic society where you have corporations that are actually paid to build buildings because they won't get their funding, they won't get their money if they don't build a building. So we have all of these you think commercial buildings that are sitting empty right now because of the way the industry shifts. You've got malls that are sitting empty. So what is a housing shortage when we have empty buildings? I would like to see the industry focus on converting more structures into housing. Like I think real estate is beautiful for the economy, but housing is a human necessity.
Right.
So how do we look at those two as like two separate issues? Like, yes, they're combined, but at the same time, like, it just seems so preposterous to have a housing shortage. Just preposterous. I just don't understand it.
Right.
Like, there's shelter. We live in a first world country. How do we have a housing shortage? Like, what can we do to make it more affordable for people? And then with the way that rents are skyrocketing, I think it's going to be important to watch the suites, like your rental suites, your motels, your hotels that rent by the week, that rent by the month. Because, I mean, TikTok is beautiful. TikTok exposes you to cultures, communities, issues that you would have never known about, things you would have never thought about. It's also disgusting and scary because it'll expose you to things you should never know about.
But you could go down a rabbit hole.
But when you use it wisely, used wisely.
If you just keep scrolling and get to the next video, sometimes it takes you deeper and deeper into things you don't understand.
There was someone, from a different lifestyle from me who's standing in front of a motel with no vacancy that gets rented by the week, and he goes, this is scary. When these places start selling out, these are people who can't afford an apartment. So they start staying here. And then this is the next step before they're homeless. And we're going into a recession. So I think looking at housing is just something interesting.
That is.
And I these things keep me up at night.
I believe it. I mean, you said a lot of words in a short period of time, so I believe that keeps you up.
I just read a lot of things, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And then I'll be sitting there, I'm like, wait, all of these things weave together.
But that's good. We need people like you around. That's what keeps the team motivated and going, and that's. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. I'm just posing the question.
But if you get people thinking about it long enough, the solution will arise. Hopefully, I mean, a good solution.
Maybe we can start asking better questions.
Right.
Like, why is there a housing shortage? What is a housing shortage?
Yeah.
How do we correct a housing shortage?
Yeah.
Because people, it's a human need.
Well, now it's like the houses are getting there, but it's because people are going, oh, we've topped out. Like, oh no, we've got to put our house, like they didn't see an end. They didn't see a top to the ceiling is basically what happened. And so they were waiting. And now it's like, especially now, this is the busiest months of any realtor out there because everybody's making their move before school for kids and,
Well, typically, but it'll be interesting to see.
It will be interesting,
how
but
this corrects.
but I've seen it, just in some of the farms here that people are starting to sell because they're realizing, oh, this is the top now.
The wave crested.
This is the crest.
The wave crested.
Now it's like I've seen some on the market like, okay, you posted now and now or you put on the MLS and now it's like off and then it's back on, but $100,000 cheaper. So now it's
we're correcting.
We're correcting.
Yeah.
It's correcting.
I appreciate what she said, but I don't want to blur the lines. There's a difference between a housing shortage,
right,
which is just a big general, we can almost go political on that, and an inventory shortage, which is not enough homes to buy for people who are ready, qualified, able, and want to buy.
Yes.
There's a difference between an inventory shortage and a housing crisis, right?
Thank you for adding that.
Yeah. So when you talk about inventory, that is things that are out there ready to be sold. In our market, there still is a shortage. It's pretty crazy. You'd think that there wouldn't be right now because the market has shifted in a way that there's, higher interest rates. The buyers that were in the buyer pool for quite a while are now pulling back because they were expecting 3.5% to 4% as an interest rate, and now they missed that boat, so they're gone. So all of their metrics they were using to see what their payment would be and so forth is gone. So now we have to wait for those to sort of figure it out, go away or stay, but they're just going to sort and sift their way out. And then there's going to be a new wave of buyers that are going to come in and they're going to like, oh, cool, the rate's only 6%, guys. It's only 6%, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to come into the market and they're not going to give a crap about where it used to be. They need a house.
Right.
It makes more sense to buy than to rent because rents are, just in our area, rents are up 17 to 24%.
Wow.
In 1 year. 17 to 24% in 1 year. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. So it makes more sense to buy still, even if rates are at 7%. If you do the math, it makes more sense to buy.
Right.
But, of course, that's if you can afford the payment, right?
Yeah.
And it depends where that payment is. But when you factor in all of the tax benefits of ownership and things like that, it really does make, at certain price points, it makes way more sense to buy than to keep renting. So you have there's going to be a new wave of buyers coming into the buyer pool that are like, hey, I need to buy. I don't want to rent anymore. And are you telling me I can buy a house and I can own a home and my payment's only $3,500? That's way better than renting this for $42.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't care about 6%, 6.25, 6.875. They don't care because it's just when you buy a house, you're buying a payment that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to have a limiting mindset of, oh my gosh, I'm never going to work another buyer again, because they're just going to come into this situation and they're going to just be upset and they're never going to want to buy because just 6 months ago they could get a loan at 3.5% and now it's 6.5%. That's my backstage information that I don't need to project on the new buyers that are coming into the buyer pool, where it really still makes sense for them to buy.
Right.
I think as a professional realtor and as a team leader, I think I need to remind myself and my team and others that might be listening to this that we need to control that narrative. It's our responsibility to control that narrative. It's still a good time to buy for many, many people, even though it kind of sucks that interest rates are higher, but it's still a better play in most cases. Scary place to be for a lot of people. So it is. So the shortage of inventory is on one side, and then the housing shortage is on the other side.
Right.
So they're two completely different.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I know it sounds completely ridiculous, but I think the shift is a gift. It was so difficult. I'm speaking as a realtor now, not as somebody that's like, I'm speaking as a businessman.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the shift has happened, because in the next few months, what's going to happen for sure is that it's going to be easier to get buyers into the homes that they want. Buyers, instead of paying $50,000 over appraised value, in other words, overpaying for a home, are able to get a home for, say, list price or even below list price, and take that same $50,000 they were willing to spend over and buy down the rate.
Yeah. And have some terms that they can negotiate on, not something that they had no leverage on at all. They can actually.
Oh, excited to
Isn't that
negotiate
great?
request.
Crazy.
I did a podcast that was so crazy. It was about how to get your buyer's offer accepted, right? And it was all about, and I was using real stories, like current stories. And this is just like 6 months ago. And they were things like, paying for the seller's closing costs. It was, paying over appraised value, removing the appraisal contingency, all of those things, not asking for home warranty, not asking for repairs, as is. Basically, if you're a buyer and you want a house, you got to bend over, take it in the shorts, and you'll get it. It's such an easy formula. And now, oh my gosh, if anyone listens to that now, they have to know that podcast is so outdated.
Yeah.
And so I've been through a few cycles. I understand, it's a long play. And so I'm excited that we have the ability now to differentiate ourselves from agents who just kind of came in because it was a hot market and they're clueless. And if you're one of those agents, please call me, because I'll help you not be so clueless.
Yeah, we'll help you.
And we love to help you.
100%.
Yeah, we'll get you
But
on the right track.
there's going to be a lot of agents who are totally disenfranchised and feel like, I'm just not really sure what to do now, because none of the things I came into this industry that worked don't work anymore.
Yeah.
And so it takes, we're coming into a market right now where it takes action to get business done. And I love it, because that's what I'm used to.
That's where you thrive.
It's where we thrive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll see those people fall off, and then
And I don't want to see them fall off. And
nobody
get
wants to see
and lose their
No one
houses.
personally.
Yeah, I don't.
But situationally, if
But-
you can't cut it, then let's shake the dead branches.
But I feel like a
Exactly.
lot of people are like,
Respectfully.
oh, I can, so-and-so selling, I'm going to get my license and sell. And then they all of a sudden be like, oh, I can make this paycheck in a year? What have I doing over here? And so they saw that boom in 2 years, and now they're like, I don't know how to sell houses.
I don't know how to
So-
talk to people. I don't know how to read the market. I don't know how to interpret the data.
I know how to do a Zoom, and I know how to show a home.
I've never
but
actually
it's-
done a listing presentation.
Well, and a
It's
lot
gonna
of them
turn.
didn't even know how to show homes. I was amazed at like, so if I have a listing where I have to be there, and there's been plenty of listings that we've had over the years where the seller required us to be there, and I respect that, right? And so you see when another agent brings their buyer, because I'm there to witness it, and I just greet and retreat because it's their job to show the house, right? Unless they want me to tour, I will. but most of them are just on their phone the whole
Yep.
time.
Oh yeah.
They're talking to their
Yeah.
friends. They're not selling. They're not doing anything.
Let
They're
me know
just-
if you have any questions. And
Let me
then
know
they're
if you
right
have any
back, yeah.
questions, and then and if you do, I'll ask the listing agent. It's like there's no, it's just so
Yeah.
weird. It's so the agents that got by doing that kind of thing, they will not survive.
Yeah.
They
It
just
goes
won't.
back full circle. What we talked about is
They won't.
being a people person first.
Yeah.
Unless you want to survive,
And then-
come to us and we'll help you.
Then if you want to survive.
We can help, of course.
We can help you survive.
Well, I always like to finish our podcast with a finish the sentence. It's a fun segment.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Super easy. There's no wrong answer. That's the
Oh,
thing.
perfect.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want here. But I'm going to start with Stephanie. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I laugh when.
I'm always laughing. I laugh when I am always laughing. I'm always laughing when people entertain me.
There you go.
Do funny,
That's-
cute little things that
That's-
make me go.
What's a cute little funny thing that you like?
No, I'm always laughing. I'm always laughing. Am I always laughing? I'm always laughing. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we keep you around, because then you're always laughing. It's
Yeah.
like it, you know.
Actually,
oh, it's all-
I worked on a cruise ship for a year, and I earned a Smile Award out of the entire staff in the restaurant department because I would walk around with a smile on my face all the time.
See?
Because people are just so funny. They just do things, and you're just like, God,
Yeah.
I just have to love you as a person. I just have to love you. Like, if you ever drive in the car with me, my road rage is creative and
Well,
clever.
Well,
I
you
don't-
weren't driving, but tomorrow was.
Yeah.
Was it road rage or no? Was she was good?
No, we were good. We were good together. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's only when you're actually driving.
When I'm driving and like there's someone, I'm like, I get really, I don't know, creative road rage, I guess. Like it makes me laugh, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that was a good one. Oh yeah. I hope you have an inconvenience. I hope you spill your coffee and have an inconvenience today.
I hope you stub your toe on your
Yeah.
bed.
Those are literally
as you
like
walk
my.
by. Yeah.
I hope you have a minor inconvenience that slows you down for 3 minutes because I'm really annoyed with how you're driving right now, and I want you to be annoyed for 3 minutes exactly. Yeah, that made me feel better.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not like her.
No.
I'm not
So
like
you
her.
laugh when? I laugh when.
I laugh when all systems are firing, you know? I mean, honestly, I don't laugh a lot when when I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
But when things are just cruising, I can laugh at anything
Yeah.
because I have nothing getting in the way of my happiness. And there's a big difference between happiness and joy. I always have joy, but sometimes things get in the way and
Of
your happiness
course.
kind of gets a
Yeah.
little bit clouded because so when everything is firing correctly, then I laugh a lot
Yeah.
because I love to laugh.
It's always kind of like, how's the boss feeling today before I go and ask him for something? You know? Like, how's his,
I don't-
how's
I
his
don't-
mood? How's his mood?
I don't think there's a single person on our team that looks at me as the
I
boss.
No,
know,
yeah, I wouldn't
I
even just
know.
like ask
No.
you.
I don't know.
No, I'm just
Ask the marketing director.
He's always in a good mood. He's always got
Yeah.
joy.
yeah,
he's
I,
got
I have
joy.
joy.
Yeah.
He puts on a face for you guys. That's all that matters.
That is the face.
Really, you
Here's
want
the
this
face.
face?
That's the
I
face.
love that
You don't
face.
need this face.
I've been looking at it for an hour. I love it. Okay, I would die. Who wants to answer this one first? I would die without. This has got to be easy for you. I, it's all over your social media. Like you couldn't do it.
Well, I would die without my wife.
That's
love her.
that's a cliche thing to say. I love it. I would do.
Oh,
too.
you're not gonna let me go there?
No. I want you to be like, what's like everybody's gonna say that. Like without my kids, without my wife.
I
What's
can't-
something that you personally love that besides that you like for yourself? Be selfish for once. I would die without. I know your wife's gonna see it, but
Well, she knows it's her for sure, but I would die if I couldn't like regularly go to the water, whether it's fishing or just boating or just being on the water. I love being on the water.
I knew there was
So
something.
we'll call it fishing, I
Yeah,
guess.
be selfish.
And a good
This is
cigar.
good.
A good cigar is, but that goes good with fishing. So
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Actually, I can do all of my favorite things
All-
simultaneously. I can be, first of all, I can be with my wife,
Yep.
who the best wife in the world because she doesn't mind when I have a fine cigar. So I can be with my wife.
That's hard to find.
I can have a nice scotch with a cigar while I'm fishing and be with my wife. That's like,
That's the dream.
Are you
That's the
freaking-
true.
Are you
I mean, that's
kidding
going to
me?
come to my next question here.
And
But
see why
So
I
I
chose
would-
this mentorship.
I would die without that.
I gotcha. And that's
So-
why I was setting you up for that. But I love that. Yeah, that's key. To have a wife that's, and I wish she was here today, but that's amazing. To have her, to have that takes that much part into what you love. You know
yeah.
she does it because you love it too.
Big time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
huge.
And the other wonderful thing about Lorianne, just going back, is like, I've been in the Temecula Valley since 1988, and joining the Auer Team, I started telling my friends around town, like, oh, I'm joining the Auer Team. They're like, oh, Lori, because she's been an agent for 20 years.
Wow.
And they're like, oh, Lorianne, like, she sold my mom her house back in the day. She's a rock star. She's a badass. She always makes money. And I was like, oh, good, I'm in the right spot, right?
Yeah.
And then my other friends like, oh,
She
my
has
God.
a good reputation.
I love
Yeah.
Lorianne. Like, you know, when we were younger, like, she did my nails when she was a nail tech, like, that long ago. Like, that. So it's just, like, lovely, like, having such, like, a small town of people who,
That's
like,
cool.
know each other, and, like, joining a team, and, like, all my closest friends are, like, know them from other areas and saying, like, you've made a good choice. You're with good people. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
You never shared that with me. It took this podcast for you to share that with me?
You know what? We like to. It's what's next.
Did I not? Did I not share that part?
incredible.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Well, you would die without what? What, Tony? Over there?
Playing Meatloaf for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What would you die
What
without?
would you die without? And this is, you can't get off easy because we know you're single now.
I know.
So you can't say your significant other.
No, I know. You're saying that, and I
But
feel like
Garfield, your Garfield cat.
I mean, the
your
reality
coffee.
is probably my sister. She's like,
Oh, that's cool.
That's
they're
cool.
gonna say
Family
it,
is.
like,
That's a good pick.
no, well, we're at odds right now. So
Well, you have
that question
a
makes
nephew?
me realize.
You have a nephew, right?
That's two nephews. Yep,
See?
they're awesome. They're cute. So
That's all they need is their aunt.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I
Thank
should
you,
probably
Steph.
call her and make amends later today.
Oh, there you go. We brought out family in this podcast.
That's good.
Hold up,
I'm
family.
gonna go
when it
admit
comes
I
up
was
to it.
wrong.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll ask one last question. The secret to a happy life is
Choosing it,
choosing it.
choosing happiness.
Choose happiness over.
Viktor Frankl will tell you it's that moment in between what happens and how you choose to react.
Yep.
That's our freedom as humans. That's our freedom of choice. There's so many things. If you want to talk about the constellations and the astrology and the cosmic consciousness
Yeah.
that changes as you focus on it, so it'll never look the same twice. But what you have is that moment in between the action and the reaction, and what you decide in that split second is what makes your life. You
Yeah.
can decide you can choose happy, or you could not choose happy. One of my mom's favorite books was Marianne Williamson's Happy for No Reason. She loved that book. And it's just being happy. You choose to be happy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, my mother-in-law wrote a book. I'm gonna bring you one.
Please do.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
You'll love that. But a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to Blake. Blake should have been on the show too, and you know, he talked about. I don't know where I was going with this now, but I'll get back to it. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Blake couldn't make it, so it just gave us more time to talk. Sorry.
I know.
But we did miss you, Blake.
You would have loved to have Blake
You
here.
would have been great.
Yeah.
Blake is my
Oh,
son-in-law.
but
actually.
Yes.
But he said something about that's what I was getting at is good and great. It almost kind of what you do. You choose. You choose. Like you could be good at something, and or you could take that road and be great at something. That's what that little
That
blurb
little
you
one
said
extra.
kind of said to me was like, oh, I heard that on one of his posts was the difference between being good and being great at something is
And Blake
really
is great
choosing,
for that.
really going after it. And if you want to be great, you can be great. It's the steps you take on being great.
Yep.
You can settle for being good. I coached volleyball for a long time, and it was that thing. It was like, volleyball is a very air-based game. It changed that way with the side-out scoring and stuff. So if you made an error, the other team gets a point. To a child, to a youth, a youth in sports, that's very devastating. I
Yeah.
gave up a point, my team failed and stuff like that.
Right.
So we always talked about how do you become the great player is what you do after that.
Yeah.
And that's what you choose. You can choose to be who you are and just be like, I made that error, I can't get rid of it. And then you make another error and you make another error and it just snowballs. Or you can be like, it's gone. I got the next one. Hey, I'm going to be great. I'm going to be great on this one. I choose to be happy. I choose to be, it is. That's how happiness comes. My wife tells me that every day. I try. We talked about that today. The vibe today was like, hey, turn around. Let's be good. Let's
Yeah.
be great.
I love like managing a breakdown or timing a breakdown. Like I'll
Yeah.
give myself like if something. I mean, life is life. Like things hit you. You got to have emotions. You got to react. You got to let it go.
Yeah.
You got awareness, acknowledge, accept. You accept it's happening. You're aware it's happening. You acknowledge it, but you just let it flow like water through you. I was going somewhere really important with that. Lost it.
You and me. I know. Well, come back to us. One last thing. The secret to a happy life is.
Lorianne.
I know.
Everyone needs a Lorianne.
Yeah. I think I think having an eternal perspective is very important to me. It's what makes me tick.
Yeah.
I have a very eternal perspective. So it makes you realize that the things that are happening right now on Earth are just little lessons, little things that happen for a much bigger picture, a much longer lasting picture. So that makes me happy because I don't get caught up in a lot of the little things that just, would otherwise maybe upset me or bum me out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So having an eternal perspective, I think, is important for me.
That's huge.
Yeah.
You're in it for the long game.
Long game.
I love it.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate having you guys today. I'm glad we did this. And an hour and a half flew by. I promised you an hour.
An hour and a half?
I know. I'm so sorry.
So do we make extra money?
I think you do.
We get extra.
We pay you overtime.
You're allowed
Pay
to
you
cut that
overtime.
down. Cut out that.
Well, I needed you because at the beginning of the show, you told me that I needed you to boost my ratings.
Yes.
You can
My
delete me from
viewers.
this whole thing, bring it back down to an hour. And you guys had some great stuff going there.
There's some good
I love
volleys.
it.
We had
It
all
was
good volleys.
We're going to do this again. I'm going to tell you that
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
for sure.
Okay, good. Because we could go on for
Because
a
we're your
lot
best
longer.
guest so far.
You-
I know.
I'm not going to say
Without
it, but
saying,
yeah, you know.
We got a
But-
face for radio.
I know you do. You got a face for it. I just heard that yesterday. That's what these guys were making fun of me yesterday.
No, in real
But
estate, I always say I have a face for Bomb Bomb.
You have a face from Bomb Bomb. Oh, my goodness. So tell me what's next with the Auer Team. What's next? What are we seeing?
We are just going to keep on doing what we're doing. I mean, we have good momentum right now, and we're just going to keep doing it. We're embracing technology. We're embracing the change in the market. We're going to keep, coming at this from a place of education. We don't want to get to that place where we're just convincing everyone to buy or sell or whatever, but we want to be top of mind. So when they're ready to do that, they choose us.
Right.
So we're taking all those steps. I mean, I don't think we're going to be a super team, like what EXP calls a mega team, where you have 30, 40, 50 people and you're doing, half $500 million a year in volume. That's not my goal.
I don't think that would fit our culture.
It wouldn't. I think, so here's something probably you don't even know. We take at least 2 to 3 calls a week of people that want to join our team. And we're not in that, we don't need to grow just to grow.
Right.
We want the culture. The culture is really important to me. So I think we're just going to continue to keep doing what we're doing. Is that too vague? Did I not go?
No, that's
no.
perfect.
We've got some good things in place, and we're cultivating. We got some good stuff coming together. We've got an amazing assistant, Mandy, right now. She is the glue. She's the wind beneath our wings.
Mm-hmm.
She's every '80s love song to me. I just
Well, Bette Midler.
who could I not live without Mandy right now?
Right.
Yeah. She's, by the way, Mandy she's my assistant, Lorianne's assistant. That's her primary goal. She's also the TC for the team.
I gotcha.
Which we cover that expense for the whole team. But then, we don't always have so much on her plate. So we allow her to spill over and really help the team with little things they need too.
Yeah.
And so it helps the team kind of have that sense of, I kind of have an assistant too.
Right.
Yeah, she's like our hub.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's our epicenter.
And she has talk about fitting the culture. I mean, she just oozes with help, and I want to be there for you guys and just love on the team. So she's perfect for the role.
Yeah, I'm like texting her as I'm falling asleep. I'm like, she goes, okay, I just sent you the other addendum. I'm like, oh, look at it in the morning. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Well, I can't wait to meet her.
Which
she
is
works
awesome.
crazy hours.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you will meet her,
Okay.
and you'll be impressed. You'll never
Okay.
want to have me sit here. Once you meet Mandy, you'll be like, Bryan, you can sit this one out.
And that's our team. We have just awesome people. Just really, really good. Like, even if they weren't in real estate, I would.
Except that one person.
I love that you just kind of left that. Except that one
We have
person.
an incredible
know
team,
who you
except
are.
for
No, I'm just
well,
kidding. No, there is not
it would be that
person.
one person.
If there
Yeah,
was
I
that one
know.
person, then we don't.
And you know who you are.
Yeah, that's Blake, who couldn't make it, just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
oh.
No, Blake is
it's okay.
Blake is like the
Blake's part of
archstone.
family. I
He's
heard
an
you-
archstone.
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
I want you to look at this camera. Tell everyone where they can find you, especially the men. No, I'm just kidding. But tell them where, you know.
Yeah,
where we can
I think
find you.
Instagram's the best, at Steph Winter, STEPH, winter like the season.
Your phone number, anything?
I mean, I'm on Instagram. That's the fastest,
That's the
easiest,
fastest
best way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can email me.
Brian, this is your camera right here. Buddy.
Oh, right
this
here?
One. Yeah, that's a personal
whole
camera.
time?
The whole time.
Did I pick my nose in front of that camera?
Probably a couple times. Tony will edit that.
It's a good nose. You picked a good one.
So yeah, I'm easy to get a hold of. Bryan at thehourteam.com. I mean, it's spelled just like this.
Nice.
Bryan. But you can easily stalk us on Facebook.
All the socials.
Super easy. I'm
The
just gonna let
Auer
you know.
Team. If you Google the Auer Team, it's incredible how much stuff comes up because we pixel everything. We do a lot of videos. We have a lot of stuff out there, and so we're pretty easy to find.
Awesome.
But I love to chat with agents that might be struggling with things and whatever. So if you just want to pick my brain about something, I'm happy to share it. So reach out.
Yeah.
Get a hold of me. No strings attached at all. Promise.
Yeah, really
And
back to the rising tide lifts all ships. Like I think the more
Exactly.
agents that we can help be better agents,
Yep.
the
Yes.
better the industry is, the better we all are. Like that's just it just makes it better for everybody.
Better for
100%.
everybody.
Yeah.
I love it.
I can't be all smart by myself. You can't keep
know,
all your smarts
right?
to yourself.
Google over here.
Just dying on the vine.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on the show. Again, we're going to have you guys back. We're going to have the whole team back. We'll figure out something how we can do this with everybody, but it's been amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Tony, take us out. Tell us where you can find us first.
You guys can find us in YouTube. You guys can all go there, ring the bell, subscribe, leave a comment. Also on any social media platform, any audio platform for podcasts, you will find us there. All right. So thank you for coming, guys, and I appreciate you. And take us out.
All right. Let's go. The
Thanks,
Auer
Tony.
Team. Thank you so much,
Hey,
guys.
hey.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. It was a lot of fun. We'll
Thank
do it
you.
again.